Barbara. Can you please say hello?
Hi, Happiness. How are you?
Okay. So I'm aware all of our speakers have slides, right? So we're going to have 10 minutes each for the slides. Okay. I need to be sure. That look on Barbara's face. You don't have a slide?
No, I wasn't asked to make a slide. Maybe?
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so I guess we'll just deal with questions for you then.
Okay.
Okay. Founders, startup entrepreneurs joining us here, and other professionals as well joining us on today's webinar. In today's currency, we all know that visibility is literally the currency right now. In the digital world, it's no longer an option if you should harness the power of digital marketing or not. It's no longer a choice, rather. It's more like necessity for everyone for us to harness the power of digital marketing. Okay, so my name is Happiness Godwin, and I am a digital strategist as well as a marketing expert with close to a decade experience of building digital solutions as well as harnessing digital tools and strategies to help power SMEs in Africa. And it is my greatest pleasure to welcome you once again to today's webinar. And we've got a whole lot in store for you today, so please ensure that if you have your writing materials, this is SME Clinic, organized by BusinessDay. And as the name goes, I like to say it's a well-doctored webinar for you. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, professional, maybe you're even a digital marketing expert. I mean, this webinar is going to inform you, educate you on a whole lot. And we've got a digital powerhouse lineup for you. I mean, we're talking about people with experiential knowledge and practical insights into digital marketing and tools for small and medium enterprises. So please ensure that you grab a pen or a notebook as you'll be learning a lot on today's webinar. So once again, I'd like to welcome you especially. And this is SME Clinic, like I said, once again. So if your business is having a bit of a faint heartbeat, or you just need a bit of a juggle start at the heart of your digital marketing, we've got doctors lined up, speakers that would be diagnosing your business, giving you the right prescription. Don't worry, we're not prescribing drugs. It's literally information, inspiration, and the right education that you need for the next phase of your business. Okay, so before we dive in, I'll just like to quickly clarify some of the assumptions we have. So when most businesses or most business owners hear digital marketing, most times what comes to their mind is, oh, posting on social media, or I have to run a Facebook ad. But digital marketing is really beyond all of that, right? Social media marketing, fine, posting on social media, it's actually a very small part of digital marketing. There are over 15 aspects of digital marketing. There's social media marketing, which is the one everyone knows. There's influencer marketing, there's performance marketing, there's email marketing, there's even SMS and WhatsApp marketing. So it's the whole lot. Today, like I said, we've got lined up powerhouses. They are going to touch on this, and they would also be sharing with you the tools. Like I said earlier, we're no longer in the point of, oh, do I do digital marketing or not? No, digital marketing is compulsory for all SMEs at this point in time. Well, now the question now is that where I think most SMEs found themselves is, what works? Okay, we've tried this, it's not working. How can we adjust it? What can we do to make things better? And that's what today's webinar is going to be all about. So I'd like to head straight to introduce our lineup of digital doctors today on SME Clinic. And I'd like to start off with the amazing Felix Akinnibi. Now, Felix Akinnibi is an SEO expert He is a results-driven SEO specialist with over 6 years of experience helping startups and global brands achieve measurable online growth. His expertise spans technical SEO, content strategy, keyword research, and link building, driving higher rankings and conversations across industries like fintech, health, fashion, insurance, amongst the others. Now, he has completed 100 plus SEO audits and authored 200 plus high ranking content pieces, earning recognition across markets in Nigeria, the UK, the USA, Kenya, and Australia. He's also certified by SEMrush, Google, and Marketing Syrup Academy, as Felix is known for aligning SEO with business goals to deliver strategies that not only rank, but convert. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's give him a warm welcome, Felix Akinnibi. Hello, Felix.
Yeah, thanks very much for the introduction. I think you've summarized it like very succinctly. Can you hear me? Sorry about it.
Clearly, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Right about now, I would like to introduce our next speaker, and that is Ayani Ekundayo. Now, Ayani is the leading reputation management expert in Africa. He's passionate about solving problems and empowering others. Ekundayo is an entrepreneur, mentor, co-founder of the Business Plus agency, and thought leader who shares his knowledge through writing, speaking, and training, helping people and businesses achieve their goals and also achieving lasting success. Now, he currently serves as the head of media and online reputation management for Alhaji Aliko Dangote, and also HRH Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, and many more. Well, he's a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Mina. He furthered his expertise at Harvard University and Lagos Business School, where he serves as alumni president of the Owner Manager Program, which is the OMP 34 program, and the Governing Council of the Lagos Business School. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, fantastic Ayani Ekundayo.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Ayani. It's good to
Thank
have
you
you
for
here.
having me. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Well, moving on, we have Isaac Odubess. Isaac Odubess. Okay, so Isaac Odubess is a digital marketing strategist, technology consultant, and creative entrepreneur with over a decade of experience leading innovative campaigns across Africa, United Kingdom, and Canada. Now, he currently serves as the managing director and strategy lead at Digiphoria Media Agency. Digiphoria Media Agency is a full-service creative, digital, and product innovation agency, helping brands, governments, and institutions connect with modern African audiences through storytelling, culture, and technology. Now, Isaac has directed high-impact projects, including the Lagos Singles Festival Lagos, Cultural Mission Initiative, Yellow Cowries Financial Literacy Campaign, Naija Food Festival in Toronto, and Leeds International African Arts Festival, collectively driving over 25 million digital impressions, 200 million plus in brand value, and global partnerships across 17 embassies and ministries. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac Odubess with expertise in digital strategy, product innovation, storytelling, growth marketing, and PR. He has built a reputation for designing campaigns that not only trend. He's also the founder of Bubblegum Health, a femtech company redefining women's healthcare in Africa by connecting women with licensed female doctors for reproductive, sexual wellness, as well as consultations, just basically creating a safe space for women to be cared for, to be loved, and to be nurtured. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's make welcome Isaac Odubess. Hello, Isaac, it's good to have you.
Hi, it's good to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's just great to be here. Apologies, I will turn on my video.
Okay,
yeah,
fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, up next we have, now I like to refer to her as a powerhouse. I like to refer to her as a woman who knows her onions. Several certifications in the bag. She is the head of Digital and Marketing Strategy, Isle of Wight Council, with a whole load of years in digital strategy and marketing strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the powerhouse, Barbra Okafor. Please say hello. Hello, Barbara. So good to have you here.
Hi everyone. It's good to have everyone here. It's good to be here. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do you want me to
Thank you
introduce
so
myself
much.
further? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on today. It's such a delight to moderate today's session with such powerhouses. Thank you for making that time. Okay, so without further ado, I believe we have introduced all of our speakers for today. Yes, we have Felix Akinnibi, we have Ayani Ekpedayo, we have Isaac Odubess, we have the amazing powerhouse, Barbra Okafor, and we have Michael Onyeka Ezeadichie. Now, Michael Onyeka Ezeadichie is a digital transformational leader, the digital transformation leader, digital growth expert. He's also the founder, Hillsoft Digital and Hillsoft EdTech. Now, Michael Onyeka Ezeadichie is a visionary digital transformation leader, passionate about helping businesses scale. He has built platforms that empower African entrepreneurs, SMEs, and professionals through innovative marketing, education, and technology-driven business transformation. Now, with over a decade of experience spanning finance, e-commerce, education, and government, Michael has led impactful projects for Google Nigeria, GIZ, and the Edo State government. His expertise in digital growth, combining marketing strategy, automation, and analytics, has helped organizations achieve measurable success and scalability. Now, he has trained more than 10,000 professionals across Africa and continues to champion digital innovation, transformation, as well as youth empowerment across the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the awesome Michael Onyeka Ezeadichie. Hello, Michael. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So a quick one. I'd like us to quickly move further into our discussion for today. We're talking about digital marketing and tools for SMEs. Now, like I said at the beginning of the webinar, we are no longer at that point where we have to say if digital marketing is a question or a choice, right? It is more of a necessity. Now, the question is, for most business owners, for most founders, most startup entrepreneurs, what is working? What is effective? How many tools do I have to use? How can I re-strategize? What's the correct roadmap to use in digital marketing? What's the correct framework that I can use for my business? Either I have a B2B approach or a B2C approach. And we've got so many professionals connected right here, business owners that are looking out to hear some of these answers from our powerhouses. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us. So I'd like to kickstart with I like to kickstart with ironing, right? I like to kickstart with ironing. So now, how much, we're talking about digital marketing, right? Now, for you to have a place for digital marketing, it literally means that you see it as not just a choice anymore, you see it as a necessity. Now, I'll just like you to give us a brief run through how important, okay, we can't even say how important, but how important is understanding the right framework for digital
Okay.
marketing? How important is
Okay.
understanding the right framework for digital marketing?
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Happiness. Also, I will also crave that along the line. Maybe I see other faces of the speakers, so that they will be encouraging me. Just the same way Happiness is encouraging me now. Thank you, Felix. We'll come and learn SEO soon. And thank you, Barbara. Okay, so just to say how important. So I'll cast my mind back to how the business terrain has changed over the years. I'll tell you something straightforward. Some may look a bit here and there. I started my journey in 2007 thereabouts. Then they used to call it internet marketing and all of that. There were not so much of social media accounts that we do now, like real-time interactive platforms. Then set up a hub, tried a couple of things. Then we still used to run cyber cafes. And over the years, I've seen the trajectory of engagement change, which would mean that in 2010, I started out by playing out social media with a church. Which means that was when I went into the religious space. That was Daystar. I started Daystar Social Media. That's a church, Daystar Content Center. And I ran that thing for 7 years, and I saw numbers grow. I saw all the manipulations that can happen behind the scene in terms of how social media journey used to change. So that's for religious space. We did that for Itwai Gudalo. We did for Present Day House, a couple of churches all around the city then. And then we then started working with businesses, which were even some were small, some were big. I remember David Wedge was just having one center, and then we got on likes of Kamudi, Konga, and all of that. And using all the channels, we had then we built the biggest email marketing platform, which we finally sold to a university in the UK. But the whole process had gradually just grown. Smaller businesses, people that were inside their rooms, to people who then became very empowered and very rich, and who could make all kinds of connections globally. Now there's a quick shift to the AI conversation. This morning, my people were in session, and now we're delivering a particular training for a bank, and they want us to train about 1,000 of their people. And what that also means is that some part of their processes are going to go off the table. So there is a big change that is happening in the process, in the models, in the engagement space there. And you need to know the tools that you need to align with as a business owner. If it's 10 years ago, that you do email marketing. Now things have changed drastically. I was not really interested in becoming an influencer, although I have an influencer agency. And I've seen also how influencing had changed people's behavior drastically. We handle all the influencer for Chivita, Hollandia, all of that, and a part for some other fast-moving consumer goods here and there. And I've seen the numbers change because of the level to which influencers engage in the market. Take Kiki, for example. She did a campaign for us last year where we did Hollandia stuff and all of that. And just by that campaign, I saw the numbers at the back and the engagements they are moving. So fast-moving consumer goods now, you'll see that they now have accounts on Konga, on Jumia, selling what they have to sell. So if you're in the product space, that will work for you. But if you're in the service space, storytelling then becomes the norm for you. You no longer just list your place, or maybe if you run an Airbnb, just listing on Airbnb and you're satisfied and you get your numbers. People will then come tell stories about the place. The best way to pick a cafe or a restaurant now is by what an influencer says about the location. And that's how businesses decision making for the customer or the consumer has changed over the years. So you need to understand that all these things I just touched now are different manipulations that have happened over the years, and the technology that will be changing over the next 5 to 10 years will be more than what you've ever experienced in the past 300 years. As we speak now, we're hiring and we're also cutting down on numbers. So we're hiring some kind of talent and we're cutting down on some kind of talent. Our team has grown very large, over 100 people on the team across different 7 countries. And I'm beginning to ask myself, okay, do I need to keep 100 people, or maybe so we're about 170? Do I need to keep 170 people on the team, or we should just shrink up to 10 and then we're able to do the things we're doing? Example, we wanted to set up LMS, working on something. The next thing, somebody came up with something this morning, and when I saw, I was the one speaking in the LMS and was delivering like my voice and everything. I said, since that guy wants to hire for the LMS training, we would get the guy off, just deliver this. A guy got a PO from a multinational here. I mean, he got a contract, like, okay, written, not gotten his PO yet. And a core member just arrived there, and that week he solved the problem he was supposed to get $70,000 for. So technology tools are moving very fast. And as a digital marketer, you also need to be on your feet and move very fast. For example, we talk about SEO, which is what Felix does, right? The first thing that shows up now on your search is the AI suggested search before you find Google search. So how do you then move your business to AI selected search, voice search, video search, and all of that? Those are the new integrations that every business needs to start looking at. And there are multiple of such that we're dealing with. I deal somehow in the reputation space, very deep. I handle a couple of reputation across the country. And I see a lot of AI manipulated videos that are also affecting us as compared to before, that people do something, say it's Photoshop, a photo shoot and all of those things, or maybe Photoshop, I change something. Now you can get exact voice, you can get exact imaging, maybe smoother. Very soon it will be difficult to get the smooth edges because you no longer know when the real person or the fake person is dealing. And loads of those transformations are going to happen to both small, big, and medium businesses. And your rate of acceleration of change is very essential. So for every businesses, embrace. Some don't need to be in some places. You don't need to be in some places where you must register that name and own the name from now, because the thing that will make you blue, like for example, talk about horrible bosses. When we talk about a negative news, the handle that tweeted the first horrible bosses story only had about 128 followers at the time the story started. But by the time the thing went viral, you would realize that that person you think don't have up to 200 followers can change the entire landscape of every conversation you're having. So you have to take everything seriously. If a staff today start something like that in our organization, it can bring something down. It can also make you, so it can make you or mar you. So that's just a simple summary of my introduction into this conversation.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ayeni. I mean, this is so fantastic. Okay, I think you spoke a bit about SEO, and we all know how very important it is to obviously optimize your online platforms, from websites to landing pages. And not just that, we're seeing the event of content marketing, right? So optimizing content now is very much important. I mean, even with content on the social media platforms, you can still show up very much with very good SEO. So I'd like to move on to Felix Akinnibi right now, since he is the SEO specialist amongst us today, and he's going to tell us a bit. I want to hear from the data aspect. I want SMEs to understand where to show up based on data, based on your business analytics. So my question to you, Felix, is please share with us which platforms actually deliver the best return on investment when it comes to investment in digital marketing. I mean, several businesses may have tried 1 or 2 platforms, but I want you to tell us from 2 approaches, right? From the B2B aspect and also from the B2C aspect, from your experience, from your insight, based on showing up data-wise, which of these platforms do you think actually drives the highest ROI? Please, Felix, kindly share with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Happiness. So there's actually a slide I prepared, just a very brief slide. I don't know if you want me to still present that, or you want me to just like answer the question, or do you want me to walk through the slide and just
okay.
like that?
I think you could. Yeah, I think you could answer the question, then walk us through the slides. Thank you.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen. This slide.
We can see.
Okay, yeah, okay. So just before I enter the slide, to answer your question about tools that work for maybe B2C or B2B. So for small and medium businesses, I would say there's no particular tool. I would say, okay, this one works best for B2B or B2C. I mean, they are basic tools, they are fundamental tools, right, that you should know about, right, as a business owner when you're trying to do SEO. You know, we are doing digital marketing. From your introduction, you said there are different aspects of digital marketing. You can do social media marketing, that's part of it. You can do affiliate, you can do email marketing, you can do video, you know, things like that. You can run ads, that's part of digital marketing. But if you as a business owner, you are trying to look into the SEO side of digital marketing, there are fundamental tools, or let's see it from activity aspects, right? There are key activities you need to do, which of course will now inform the tool that you will use to achieve those activities. So I would say the tools are pretty much the same, right? But the scale at which you now use each tool will determine, you know, maybe the size of your business. So if your business is maybe just like a size of 5 to 10 employees, or you only serve like maybe a couple hundred people, then there's a scale at which you can use those tools, right? But if you're a much bigger business and enterprise, then yes, those tools we need you to maybe, of course, sign up to more of their higher tiers to be able to get more benefits. So it's still pretty much the same tools, but you know, that now depends on the scaling, all right? Yeah, so that would answer your question. So yeah.
Okay, so you can just take it to your slide.
Okay, yeah, so very briefly, Godwin. So I just wanted to come from the angle of from SEO angle towards digital marketing and helping SMEs. And in this slide, I'll be walking through like some key tools. You know, I highlighted just 5 key tools here, and like a practical, you know, like thing you can do like just in the next 1 month, right, as a business owner, you know, trying to try out SEO. So why SEO matters? I mean, SEO, of course, is a key part of digital marketing, as I mentioned. But SEO matters because it's about organic search, right? If we want to compare it to ads, there's this, should I say, like age-long like battle between PPC and SEO. Like it's PPC, should you just run ads and all that? Of course, if you run ads, it works. But the thing with ads is that is when you stop, the leads stop, right? But for SEO, sure, you would spend money. SEO is not cheap. You will spend money, but it doesn't mean that it's every time you spend money that you get results. Once you spend money and you're there, you're where you should be, you're ranking on first page, you're being shown to your, you know, to the people searching for you, then that position you are just keeps bringing returns, right? So it keeps bringing returns organically. That's what people now call like free traffic or organic traffic, right? So that's why SEO matters. And for small and medium businesses, you might not have that like running cost or that budget to keep, you know, putting in ads or running this. But you know, with SEO, you can make a quality or maybe a limited time, you know, like budgeting or like investment, and you can see that investment bring returns for you even like 1 year after, 2 years after, right? I mean, there was a time I was doing this arts when I was drawing and everything a few years back. So I had like my page on Google Business, right? Oh, I'm like a pencil artist. I put my pictures of things I drew and everything on that business. And do you believe that right now I'm no longer drawing? I don't have time for that. But even years after, I get messages like from my Google Business that like someone wants to like, are you available for drawing or things like that, right? So it just shows, and I don't even remember last time I opened my business or even spent money there. So that's why SEO does for you. You once you optimize like your online presence and everything, and you are where you should be, when the business comes and they find you, they will always reach out to you even without you spending. So that's one key thing why SEO matters for SMEs. And I just put a screenshot here on, for instance, if you're searching for maybe a nail tech studio in Bagada, for instance, like you always see like results, of course, besides the AI overviews that show up, but there are some searches that AI overviews is not even like, I mean, they don't really matter for that, or they don't show first. Like for this kind of searches now, you won't see AI overviews, or you say you likely see maybe Instagram pages or business owner, then you see their local pages like this. So this is where you will also want to be as a business owner, having your Google business profile like sorted. I think that's like the basic, cheapest first step you should get to. When someone is, maybe for instance, it's an area they want to get like maybe a salon or the nearest cake, maybe they want to buy cake or bakery, whatever, they can search and they can find you, right? So moving on, so just moving on straight to the tool. The first key tool is Google Search Console. It's a free tool, right? It's by Google, and this is where you could get like a direct data from Google, actually, right, about people getting to your website, the pages that are performing well, the most on your website, the top queries, right, the top keywords that are bringing people to those top pages, right? So that helps you to know that, okay, these are my best performing pages on my website. These are the keywords that people are searching for to get there. So you can know, okay, do you need to refine those keywords, right? Do you need to now own more on those pages and even build them for that, because these are your top pages. So you having a search console, it's easy to set up, just a Google search. You can know how to connect your website to search console. It's pretty much straightforward, right? But yeah, this is one key tool you need to have. Whether you're a small business or big business, the data here accommodates that, right? And you always see like your growth month on month. So this is a key tool for business owners in SEO. Second is Google Analytics, right? This also is a free tool from Google. Also, it helps you to measure not just organic traffic like the Search Console. This one is overall traffic. So you can know, okay, even traffic coming from your social media, from maybe a campaign you did, things like that. You can measure your overall traffic. You can also set up some conversions. Maybe on your home page, you have a submit form button, or maybe call button, or, some things you want to measure, right? You can measure how that also like converts. Okay, how many people are getting to my page? Number one, you can see that. But how many people are actually clicking this to maybe contact me or things like that? So there's a whole lot one can also do on Google Analytics. If you happen to be a business owner, you have the capacity to hire an SEO, that's fine. All these, they already have the idea on how to do it. But if not, like as I said, there's so much information everywhere now. You can also even go on YouTube and just see how analytics work and set things up yourself from there. So a third key tool, I mentioned that some tools, you first have to know the activities that you do before you know the tool that matches that. And one key activity in SEO is keyword research, right? So that's why the tools that match that, SEMrush, there's Ubersuggest. There are also other tools, but I mostly use SEMrush, right? So this just helps you to research keywords that matter to your business. As a business owner, you first, one thing I used to tell people that if you're doing a business, right, try to sit and imagine yourself. If I don't know about my business at all, right, but I'm looking for my business, what would I search for? Like, what is the thing I would type, right? So if you're a business owner, what do you think people would type to find you, what you do? So if you can, you can articulate those phrases or those are your keywords, your key phrases, then you can now build further keywords that relate to that. You can also pick your services. If you have like 3 key services within your business, you can also find keywords that people might search to find those services. So that will help you to, and these tools, you can just put maybe a phrase in these tools and they will generate like multiple keywords for you, keyword ideas for you to know, okay, let me now write about these keywords, or build pages that relate to this keyword, or build like an FAQ page, that answers questions to this keyword. So the fourth tool is around backlinks. This is a little bit more technical, but doing audits and getting backlinks is also a key activity in SEO, and these tools also help you for that. Ahrefs is is a good one. The SEMrush also gets backlinks. And the key reason for backlinks is that you are just like getting a vote of trust or something from other websites that, oh, this website is good in doing this, like other websites are vouching for you because you're getting links from them that you're good in doing this, you're good in doing that. And that helps people to, you know, to rank you higher, right? Instead, I'm just trying to simplify the terms, right, as much as possible. So lastly, the fifth tool is around you creating content. I think this is something basic you can do yourself. There's Canva, there's ChatGPT. If you need to maybe create a blog draft, like ChatGPT can help you, you know, create an outline on doing that. If you need to like run a campaign, you need some ideas for a creative, you can ask ChatGPT. You can get ideas on how to design that on Canva. So these are just basic tools you can start with, like as a business owner on that. And yeah, to the plan. So for instance, if you're trying to look at, okay, I want to start something SEO in the next 1 month, what do you need to do? So first of all, you need to run an audit on your site. And yeah, so through these tools, I mentioned the SEMrush, you can put in your domain there, run an audit, you see what issues you have on your site, how to solve that, right? You can do the keyword research, pick like 5 to 10 keywords that you want to own on, right? And optimize your home page so that if for instance, let me pick a business, maybe you have like a fashion business, or let me put that, maybe you make shoes and you happen to have a website, but on your home page, you don't really mention a lot about shoes in your, you know, your H1, your headings, or your services don't really show so much. Maybe you're just you know, writing generic words. Okay, look good to the world. Okay, be your best. You know, that's the copies on your page. Like those are the generic words, right? You're not saying that, okay, maybe the best shoemaker in Lagos, something like that. That people will actually put it. So you need to have the right keywords featured on your page, and this will be, you know, will be inspired by the keywords you see in keyword research. And content creation is also something you can look into. Then lastly is maybe trying to build links gather. This links is pretty much like the last thing at least, but make sure that your website can be ranked and indexed on Google. That's what the technical part is. Then having the right keywords and building content that match those keywords. Those are the key things. So I'm just trying to rush here. I think those are the just running down the key things that business owners should be able to know when they're incorporating SEO into their business. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Felix Akinnibi. I mean, that was really touchdown. I mean, definitely bread and butter for you. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So right now, I'd like to welcome those of our guests who are just joining in. Are you a business owner, a founder, a startup entrepreneur? Welcome to the SME Clinic. And today we are discussing on digital marketing and tools for SMEs. And right now we just finished a session featuring SEO Specialist Felix Akinnibi. So if you have questions you'd like us to touch on, I doubt if we'll have enough time, but we'll surely touch on some questions. So please kindly drop your questions in the chat box so we can take on some questions. Thank you so much for sharing, Felix. Now I'd like to move straight ahead to Barbra. Do we still have Barbra on here? So Barbra has long spanning years in digital operations, and she's head of digital marketing and strategy at the Isle of Wight Council, right? So I'd just like her to touch on one of the major things that happens is most SMEs just do not know where they are at. You know, you've got to know where you are to know where you're headed, even in marketing, even in digital marketing, it's very important. You know, there are different stages. There's the visibility stage where you're just you're trying to make people know your brand. You're trying to make people aware of your brand. So I'd like to have Barbra touch on, from your experience, what's the roadmap? From your experience, what are the roadmaps you have utilized, you know, to help SMEs move from, oh, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be? when it comes to execution? Please share with us. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Did you get my question?
I did. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. We can hear you clearly.
Okay, so for visibility is very important for marketing and just content in general. And we need to think of visibility from 2 points of view. So when people are marketing, generally they think about selling their product. And the first thing you should be thinking about when you think about marketing and advertising and just getting your name out there is that with visibility, it's not just about marketing, it's about building your community and getting people to know you and understand who you are and just setting those things traditionally as well on social media and the rest of them. And for brand, doing your research, market research, and understanding who knows you and who doesn't know you. And the way to go about that is basically your audience research from the get-go. A lot of people don't take advantage of analytics that they have provided to them. They're like very cheap, free, basic analytics like Google Analytics, Facebook Analytics, Instagram Analytics, etc., that you can take advantage of and understand, are people coming to your page? What's your bounce rate? Are people aware of who you are to start with before you start pumping money on advertising? A lot of people need to do that. A lot of businesses need to take a step back and do research first. Every time in my teams or every time I lead a new team, from leading Trace to leading teams at TikTok, the first thing I tell them to do is take a step back. Let's analyze who is speaking to us, who is aware that we exist. Especially in emerging markets, for example, you could be a big brand name, you could be a small business trying to scale, but nobody knows who you are, and you think that you have a reputation already online because maybe one ad did well. And it's possible that the people who saw that ad are people who are not even in your niche to start with. So research is the first thing. How do you go about doing research? There are different ways to do that. There are free ways like, putting polls on your social media pages, etc. But there are paid ways that you could put some money and invest some money into things like, SurveyMonkey, user interviews and things like that to get people to give you actual feedback that would help with your content strategy. So when you go about doing your audience research, you can move from that to understand the data that you've gotten back. So make inferences, do quick A/B testing, test as much as you can, fall fast. That's why I tell everyone you have to fall. You're not going to, as Felix said, sometimes you spend money on ads and you're not going to get any returns. But a lot of times those ads you're spending money on are for research purposes. They're trying to see how people are responding to the message you're putting out there. So yeah, fall fast, do A/B testings, and when you start putting out ads. So when you get that first initial data, what you need to do as a business is sit back, analyze the result you got initially, analyze the new result you got from doing your actual research, then also move to a second level, which is competitor analysis. So understanding visibility is also from a point of view of how people, based on the data you've come across or you've gotten, you need to also understand if business B, who does the exact same thing as you, is as visible based on the metrics you've set for yourself. Are they doing better? What are they doing different? Are they making more sales based on the ads they're putting out? Those information or things like that is what is going to take your content strategy from basic to, very well tailored and very strategic. So for businesses, research is your best friend. Just going back and looking at the data is your best friend. If you need to invest money in something, it's investing money in doing your research and maybe paying for advanced tools that might help you with better social listening. I could recommend some tools on here that I use. I personally use BrandWatch, which I don't know if BrandWatch is available in, Africa, but there are a lot of other CRMs that you could use to get data, which some of them are free, some of them are part of your business. So for visibility, yes, do your research, understand where you are at, and try to go from point A to point B. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Barbara. I mean, a whole lot of times, most business owners and SMEs, entrepreneurs usually overlook the importance of research. I mean, majorly a good part of your job, I call it a job because I believe firsthand that every business owner, every entrepreneur, every startup founder should first be the #1 marketer of their service or product. So whether or not you like it, you've officially become a marketer once you are selling a product or a service, right? And a whole lot of times they overlook the importance of the sit down to actually research, use the different tools. The different tools available there. There are social listening tools to tell. I had a client once, right, who had a bit of a PR issue, right? And we had to step in there, correct things, re-strategize her business, and do a total rebranding. Now, the very major, she just wanted to go straight to, oh, we just need to rebrand the business and, you know, we can start making sales again. But it was a major blow on her reputation, the business reputation and all of that. So we had to do a major social research. We had to use social listening tools. I think some of the major ones, answerthepublic.com. We had to use a whole lot of tools, you know, just to pick up data. And then we sat down, analyzed this data, and we're able to build up from there the perfect strategy to move her, not just setting out to rebranding. You know, everything is not just about, oh, we need to reinvent, oh, we need to rebrand. It's very important that as business owners, you actually sit down to do the research work, right? And talking about, I need to confirm that everyone can still hear me because.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so Michael, I think I'm going to be moving straight on to you right now, because I wanted you to touch on something very important, being a digital transformation leader. You know, you've had experience in moving businesses from one point of a digital stage to another. So I want you to share with us, it's very important. Now, a whole lot of SMEs, okay, now they have the clarity of knowing that visibility is important. They know the tools to use. Now, how much do you think that an SME should invest in digital marketing? We all know that the game end, right, is to make sales, right? So in making sales, how much do you think an SME should invest? Either they are making sales or not, because sometimes in Nigeria will say, can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Please go ahead. So how much do you think an SME should budget for digital marketing, you know, as a percentage of their turning, their revenue? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So when it comes to budgeting in terms of digital marketing, I personally, I always look at the business. Is it a startup? What is like their value in the market? You understand? So based on that, I can decide, okay, I can tell them to invest $1,000 in the advertising, or $5,000 in the advertising, or $10,000, depending on the business. But one thing I always go through before I jump into that conclusion is, one, looking at the industry that particular brand is playing. I look at the data, I do my keyword research, and when I see the brand has a lot of competition in the market, then I will decide, okay, this is the way to go. But the first strategy I would advise the brand to do is investing in search engine optimization. I've been into search engine optimization for the past 12, 13 years. I tell them invest in search engine optimization because, do you know what? When anyone wants to make any business decision or want to search anything online, that particular individual goes straight to Google to search for that particular information. And when that particular individual goes to Google to search for that particular information and your website is not there, then that means you have lost that customer. So the first strategy is to ensure that they have a solid SEO plan, building a website for them, ensuring that their domain authority is very strong. And to achieve that, I always tell them, do you know what? Do a publication on BusinessDay, do a publication on Daily Post, do a publication on Punch, do a publication on Leading KG, Nairametrics, Pulse. And why I'm doing that, I'm intentional because in the first 3 months, they can spend up to at least 1.5 million in terms of their budget, in terms of SEO. Because a story published on BusinessDay must show on first page on Google. A story published on Daily Post must show on first page on Google. So when I've achieved that for them, and I will ensure that the keyword that they want to compete for is integrated in the title and meta description of the article that we publish on all these different platforms. When that is achieved, then I will now start seeing the website growing gradually, maybe from 3rd page on Google to 2nd page on Google, then to 1st page on Google. Then when they have balanced on 1st page on Google, like 3rd position or 2nd position, then I will bring in Google Ads. When it comes to Google Ads, it's pay per click. You only pay when somebody clicks on your ad. But you have to look at some specific aspect of Google Ads. Recently, Google introduced some fantastic features, performance max, demand gen. When you look at this performance max and demand gen, with a little amount of $5, $10, you can at least get at least 2,000 visits to your website on a daily basis. So when the client wants to spend money on Google Ads, I can tell them, okay, do you know what? You can budget $150 for the next 30 days. So that means you're going to be spending at least $5 daily. So 5 times 30, that is $150. And that $150 can generate for you at least 40,000 traffic to your business. So when that is done, then I will now move to YouTube advertising. Video. Video is very powerful. People want to know about the brand. People want to see the people behind the brand, the CEO, trust. Because when you just show up in the industry that you have set up a business and you want to go into business, people want to Google to find out who is this business, which platform mentioned them. Are they on BusinessDay? Are they on this day? Are they on Punch? You understand? Because what is going on right now in the industry, it's very dangerous in terms of trust. People buy things online and they never get the product that they have bought. So people are very careful. So they'll first of all do a research to find out that, are you a reputable organization? Will you be mentioned on this big platform? Can I trust you to do transaction with your brand? So that is where online reputation management comes in. Like I think Felix talked about it, and Ayini talked about it too. Online reputation management is very powerful because when you combine online reputation, combine your PR, combine your SEO, then combine your PPC, then you are good. So you have to look at spending at least between 1.5 million to at least 3 million in your first 6 months in running a very strategic digital marketing campaign to drive traffic, sales to your business. Because one thing, again, you have to consider is this. One thing I've experienced about working with SMEs is when they notice that the campaign that you are running for them, that they're getting traffic from that campaign, they're getting sales from that campaign, they're getting conversion, they are ready to invest more in what you are doing. Then when you tell them, let us do this, they are ready to do it because they can see the result. And another thing you have to look at very well is that digital marketing, it's measurable. You have to look at your analytics, Google Analytics. You have to see where the traffic is coming from and also which channel is bringing the best traffic to you. Is it your SEO organic search? Is it your paid search? Is it social media? Social media is very powerful. I know you all might be surprised, why have I not mentioned social media? Social media is very powerful, especially Instagram and also Google. And more importantly, when you have connected the 2 platforms together. Then another thing, again, you have to look at very well as an SME is what? Data. For example, on all these technology platforms, you can do remarketing. Sometimes I have data of Nigerians in different industries that I can easily upload on Facebook or on Google and retarget those particular individuals. You understand? Because when you retarget them, you can cross-sell to them. You understand? Though when you look at if it's the moral aspect of it, it's not that fine. However, you want your client to succeed. So you have to use every important information you have to ensure that they achieve that success. Then finally, you have to look at CRM, Customer Relationship Management System. The best CRM I always use for my clients is HubSpot CRM. HubSpot is very powerful because recently they've updated their system. You can be able to see the search term that brought people to the website. You can collect all kinds of information from them. And you can easily connect your HubSpot CRM to your Google Ads, to your LinkedIn, to your Facebook, and to different advertising platforms. So in general, the success of every SMEs in the industry is one, utilizing your budget and ensuring that you use the right tools in executing your campaign. And finally, content. Content is extremely very powerful in everything we do. I have, throughout my career in terms of SEO digital, my team and I, we have created more than 5,000 articles for different brands because the foundation of everything is content. Ensuring that the searcher's intent is satisfied. And if you look very well right now, AI has taken off everywhere. Answer engine optimization. The first result that comes up is AI related. So why will Google or any of this system ensure that your content is showing as number 1 or number 2 position in the answer engine optimization result? It's because the content that you have developed is relevant. The quality is high quality. You understand now? And also, you have to look at ChatGPT. Like, there was a time working on SEO project where I would just sit down, I would see different content. Maybe I'm optimizing the website right now. I would just pick the content. I will use my hand to just think about it, come up with the title, the meta description. But right now, all I need to do is to copy the URL of the website, put it inside ChatGPT. I'll tell ChatGPT, hi, my friend, please help me with title and meta description for this brand. And I need 5 focus keywords for this brand. And ChatGPT will tell me, hi, Michael, thank you. This is your title. This is your meta description. This is your focus keyword. And I will copy it, review it, then I will paste. You understand? So with all these technologies available for for small and medium businesses, I don't think they have to spend much again to get results. The main thing is one, strategically position yourself via implementing different PR strategies for your brand on top brands, on top platforms. Like what Mr. Felix talked about in SEO, there's what is called domain authority, link building, where you publish an article on BusinessDay and you put your link on BusinessDay pointing to your website. What that shows is one, you are telling the search engine, BusinessDay is saying, I'm endorsing this new small and medium business website for this particular product, for this particular content, for this particular article, service, you understand? So imagine having 15 top Nigerian websites with your article point to you. You just need to go and sleep because the amount you're going to spend in terms of PPC can reduce to at least 80% because you can sit down for the next 2-3 years and you'll be getting organic traffic to your brand and you'll just be happy and going to church and be giving thanks. A lot of people are enjoying going to church, praying, and people will be saying, what are you? But they didn't know that what they are doing is just this simple technology implementation. So thank you very much. And if there's any other question, I can answer that later. Thank you.
Yes, Hillsoft. Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful analysis of that question. We'll come back to you shortly, but I'd like to, since you touched on content and you touched on, posting on several platforms as well. So I'd just like to take it on to Isaac Odubess, who is strategy lead at Digiforia Media. He's had a whole lot of experience, with storytelling, digital content. So Isaac, I'd just like you to share with us, how often should an SME post, on each platform to stay visible? Now, are you of the opinion that that consistency, is more powerful than frequency for small businesses, for the visibility of their business? Is consistency more powerful than frequency? And if it is, how often? What is consistency for you? Please share with us.
Hi, Happiness. Thank you so much. So I probably had a slide, but I just keep that right now. I'll just go straight into the question because of time. I think that one of the most important things is that speakers have been amazing. I've heard like pretty good stuff that I myself want to implement in my business as I continue to grow. But one of the most important things about the question that you asked now is that I have it in my slide. Consistency is key for me. Because one of the speakers has spoken about A/B testing, and even when you're running an ad or you're trying to push a content, I don't know that there's any business that I have been involved with that I don't know what is working for it. And it's not because I'm a magician, it's that I have been able to put out content over and over again. And I see that, oh, for this content, motion graphics works. For this business, videos work. For this business, this works, right? Or for this particular, space that we are in. So like you said, it would also trickle down into different tranches, like you saying awareness, concentration, and conversion. What are you pushing first? There's some conversations that you go for that you probably have to, spark up reactions. Maybe you're trying to say that, spark up reaction for a particular product, and then from there, and that's graphics, on Twitter or something. So, consistency for me, I would rank higher than frequency, but the frequency in this part for me is that we cannot throw away the bait and the baby and the bathwater away. It's also important to be strategically understand what you're putting out and not just put it out blindly, right? There's something we call in tech to say you can build in public, which is to keep on posting. But I always tell people, businesses, my team, anybody that I work with, that strategy is bigger than implementation. And unfortunately, in the digital marketing agency world, implementation is paid more for. You would struggle to get maybe 2-3 million from a client to do XYZ, but maybe the same client will spend maybe 100 million on billboards. But it's important to know where you are going even before you hit that road. So, and that's what I would take with frequency. So it's important that you strategically, don't just, I tell people when they come and say, let's do something, and so, let's do this today. So can we just make some videos? What are we trying to achieve? At what phase are we trying to achieve? Which is some of the speakers have also spoken that. It's also important to take data when you push. Take data. So my advice is consistency over frequency. Don't throw away frequency also, because frequency for me is strategy, right? Then also listen to the advice of gathering data. Like there's free data everywhere where you're posting. There's free. If you don't have data for the business you're posting, take data in that industry. Look at what your sizable addressable market is. And I think that I always see it as, even before you create what you're creating, there's something called a mom's test, right? It's also important to know what real pain and consistent behavior is in that particular field. And so that you can also, because I feel like the real problem sometimes is to niche down what your product is so that people can actually get it, right? And know what your beachhead is, regardless. So yes, consistency. Then consistency would mean that just keep posting, right? Change the idea. Today do videos, see what it's doing, engage people, push out email. In digital marketing, there's push and pull. There are people that you pull and people that you push to, like emails, SMS, and the rest of it. So it depends on what you're doing, but consistency is key for me. So especially for a small business, is very important for me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Isaac Odubess. But I'd just like to touch down on something else, since you also major in storytelling. So now for businesses, how can they scale video production? I mean, we're talking about now in the era where to create scroll-stopping videos, it needs to be of really good quality. Although there have been disparate cases where we've seen videos that are not up to the quality, still going viral, like having viral moments. But I always tell people, social media strategy is not about any viral moment. It goes beyond that. We're talking about conversions, we're talking about visibility, and of course, but it's beyond the viral moment. So how can they scale video production, to produce post-stopping videos for content marketing? Please share with us briefly. Thank you.
Okay. So the concept about the kind of video and the quality of video is always very important to me, Sha, right? I know there are a lot of biases that probably go against that. You can see, permit me to mention, maybe a very dark man's video doing numbers, and you can be in a proper studio with fine face and your videos are not doing numbers. Now, the reason for that is not because you're not selling the right thing, is because the niche that you're operating is different, right? Number one, that niche doesn't necessarily need, he's building an influencer brand and not a business brand that you're trying to build for yourself or a client, right? But it's also a place you have to be careful. Now, what I use is, as a person, I have had to learn and update my skill to push for business. For example, I've had to learn I did one of the best standing head videos ever. I tell people, and I'm not a video editor. It's something I just took my time to really understand. I can share with you videos, and my concept is that I'm always also looking at who are the people that you're selling to, right? Who is your customers? For example, I have a business that does reproductive health for women, and I have doctors and almost 1,000 pharmacies that are integrated. One of the most important things for me is, if I'm trying to sell to women of the middle class, I cannot be doing anyhow video. The women that I'm pushing to do that need to see, oh, we are safe here. This makes sense to me, right? And with strategy, it makes sense. But I'll tell you for a fact that if you're running a business, fail forward, right? If you don't have the means to do the best video and edit the best way, start it, right? But learn. Don't keep it there. Don't be intentional about it. Also, don't start, crazily. There are two things that are important. There are hooks that make more sense. You can just say, I always tell people that one of the most people that bully people on Instagram, people that sell fish and meat. Oh my God, they bully people a lot, because it feels like they are trying to tell you that if you don't buy that fish or meat, you're going to lose out on life. I had to make a video recently, say, okay, I will buy. I will not lose out on your Benue yam. But these guys just get a mic and shout, God, you know, yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's it. Yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. I mean, I wish to really take on this topic. I think would need a whole week of webinars to really take on this topic, because it's a whole lot. And like I said, we've got powerhouses, a whole lot. It feels like the more I try to draw from your wells of knowledge, it seems like there's so much more for you to give. So I really just want to say special thank you to every one of our speakers that has joined us today. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for sharing your insight with us in such a short time. Thank you, Isaac Odubess. Thank you, INE. Thank you, Mr. Hillsoft. Thank you so much for sharing with us your insights today. And also thank you, Michael Ezeadiche. Means a whole lot for you to share your professional insights with us today. So I'd just like to run through our speakers, just one word. I mean, for a business owner, one word for a founder out there. So I'd like to start with Felix Akinnibi. Please, just one word, or let's just say phrase.
Okay. Be there when your customers are searching.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you so much, Felix. Thank you for keeping it short. Well doctored. Okay, next. Okay, so let's have Isaac back. Well, let's have Isaac. Just one word, please.
Well, he said 4, but that's okay. He said 4 words.
Okay,
That's okay.
it's fine.
I think my digital marketing is the most powerful equalizer for small businesses.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that a lot. So which means as a small business, you can decide not to play small with digital marketing. That's beautiful. Okay, is Barbara here? Please, Barbara, a sentence, a word to sign out?
I would say marketing is not advertising. It's building your community, it's listening to people, and it's customer service online or traditionally. So let's stop thinking in silos and expand our view of how we see marketing.
So super fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much, Barbara. Okay, next up, Michael Ezadiche.
What I can say, just build trust. Build trust. Every small and medium business to build trust online. When that happens, your customers feel free to do business with you and can recommend you. Just build trust.
Fantastic. Okay, I think we'll have one more of our speaker, Sayani Ekundayo.
Okay. Very simple and primary. After listening to everybody, I don't know what to say again because it seems these people are wiser than Solomon. Don't do everything that they tell you should do, but I will always tell you that explore, post, and do as much as you can. That's where you can find results. Explore and post, and collaborate a lot. You'll find a lot of results doing that. And I would like to connect with all the speakers so that I can learn from them. It seems all these people are wiser than Solomon, and we are still learning in the chambers.
Please. These are masters of their fields. Most definitely. So please kindly connect with our speakers. You can learn more from them. Most of them share articles, writings, and speaking, on their fields. I mean, a webinar of 1 hour, 30 minutes can never be enough to draw from these powerhouses. So you could connect with them on LinkedIn, follow some of their materials. Please ensure that you do that. And you can also drop your questions. It could inspire the next topic we'll be having on the SME Clinic. Well, this has been the SME Clinic organized by BusinessDay. I'd like to especially thank all our speakers once again for joining us today discussing on the topic, digital marketing and tools for SMEs. So if you're a business owner, you're a founder, it's not about having all the information that you need. It's about taking the action points that you've heard, going to check out the tools that you have heard. I mean, there's a whole lot of marketing dimensions out there for you for social media marketing. If you're looking for engagement and visibility, let's say you're a Nigerian fashion brand, you could use your Instagram reels, your Instagram contents, to build, because you need face value. You need a brand that can be trusted by human beings. You can do that. It's very important that you don't just chase followers and likes. I mean, those are not measurable metrics. You need to chase conversions, very important, and use data, use insights to track whatever you're doing. Also, we talked on search engine optimization. It's very important that you optimize your website, your landing pages, and your content, even on Instagram, as it can now appear on Google when it's well optimized. Very, very important. Then also, we touched on influencer marketing. Ensure that the influencers you are choosing are not just the one with the big numbers, but the ones with the big numbers of your target audience, or the ones already creating content on your niches. It's very, very important. And then also take advantage of the SEM tools available, like SEMrush, pay-per-click ads, and all of those things. Very, very important. Then also Google My Business. I would really, really recommend that. One of the speakers touched on it today, because your local SEO is very, very important. And then email marketing. You heard one of the speakers. You cannot but do without it in this time. Very important that you build your mailing list. I mean, one of the most foundational tools is MailChimp. So just focus on giving value with your newsletters, and then you can build your mailing list. Also, I think another point where people overlook is SMS and WhatsApp marketing. Ensure that you this is instant messaging for you. So ensure that you harness this. So, we can't touch on everything, but that'll be all for today on the SME Clinic. So you can drop thank yous for your doctors. We had Dr. Barbara, we had Dr. Ayani, Dr. Hillsoft, we had Dr. Michael, Dr. Felix. Thank you so much for coming on SME Clinic. And to all our viewers and participants, want to especially thank you, Happiness Godwin, digital strategist and marketing communications expert. Until next time, I'll see you again on the SME Clinic. But in this meantime, you can call me Dr. Digital Doctor, something like that. Bye, everyone. See you all next time.